Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Huck. Today I am doing my November predictions. There we go. I almost said TBR, but this is not a TBR. It's predictions. Because I don't know what I'm going to read in November, but I like to talk about what books I think I might want to read because I mood read. And I do these videos as if they're not TBRs, but they kind of are, but we're pretending like they're different. So the first book that I have here is one that I've already started, so it's kind of like we already know I'm going to read this, but hopefully I finish it in 1 month because usually these books take me more than 1 month to read, which is Mad Ship by Robin Hobb. This is the second book in her Live Ship Traders trilogy. I read the first book, Ship of Magic, earlier this year. My goal so far has been to read one Robin Hobb series every year, at least one. And I'm kind of behind because this is a trilogy. It's November and I'm only just now getting to the second book. So hopefully I'll read this one in November and the last one in December, but these are really chunky. This is 906 pages. We're gonna see if this happens or not. But since this is the second book, I can't necessarily explain that much about what's going on in it. Also, I don't even really know what's going on in it. I didn't read the synopsis. I just went, second book. Let's read that. But the premise of the first one and the series as a whole is that it follows a family who has a live ship. Live ships are a kind of magical ship that have their own sentience, and they are bonded to a particular trader family. This story is multi-perspective. It has a lot of perspectives in it, which was one of my complaints about the first book, but we're just gonna go with it. But our main character is Althea, who is part of this family, and she was hoping to inherit her family's live ship, but her family, for many reasons of their own, decide that they don't want this to happen, so they go through many family politics to prevent her from being able to inherit the ship. That creates all kinds of problems for everybody. These books have a lot of stuff going on. There are slave traders, there are pirates, there are sea serpents, there's family politics, there are all kinds of things going on in this. It's no wonder they're so chunky because there are so many perspectives, so much world building, so many pieces of plot and world and just everything going on. Overall, I usually enjoy Robin Hobb's books. I like her writing. I just think sometimes her books are a little longer than I think they need to be. But we'll see how this one goes, and hopefully I will be able to finish this in 1 month instead of in 2 months, which is what it took me to read the first book. Next, I have The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. This is a standalone book that I'm not 100% sure what it's about. I know that it has magical horses that eat people, and I think there is some kind of race every year in November, which uses these magical horses, and it is a deadly race, but one of those ones that you it's deadly, but you get some amazing prize from winning it. I'm not really a horse person, so I'm not sure how excited I'm gonna get about horses. I really love Maggie Stiefvater's books. One of my goals is to read all of the books that Maggie Stiefvater has written, so we're reading this one too. And also I want to read this one specifically this month because in the story, the Scorpio Races, which is this big race, takes place in November. So I thought, why not read it in November? Be thematic. Then I have actually another book by Maggie Stiefvater, which is Blue Lily Lily Blue. This is the third book in her Raven Cycle series, which I am rereading. This is one of my all-time favorite series, and I am rereading all of it. In October, I read the first 2 books, which are The Raven Boys and The Dream Thieves, and now I want to continue it in November. Ideally, I would be able to get through this book and the last book, which is The Raven King, but I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. But I definitely want to finish this reread of this series before the end of the year. Then I have a new release that I'm very excited about, which is The Sisters of the Winter Wood by Rena Rossner. and this is a fairy tale retelling. This book follows two Jewish sisters in the Ukraine. I think it's two sisters only. I don't think it's more than two. In the Ukraine, one of them gets kidnapped and the other one has to go and save her sister. And it is Sisters of the Winter Wood, so I'm assuming it's going to have good wintry vibes to it, which I'm looking forward to, which I think will be good for November. Although it's still, November is still fall, but it's like getting towards the wintry months, so it's close enough for me. Wow, it is raining outside. I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it is really coming down. I'm especially excited about this book because the main characters are Jewish, and I have heard that it incorporates a lot of Jewish culture into it, and I am Jewish, and I have been really looking for and looking forward to books that are fantasy books that have either Jewish characters or like Jewish representation in them. So I am really excited about this one. I've been hearing some really good things about it, and I'm looking forward to this one, especially this month. And the last book that I have on this list is one that I actually like definitely have to read this month because it's for school, which is Flourish, A Visionary New Understanding of Happiness and Well-Being by Martin E. Seligman. So this is actually a nonfiction book, not story, I just said nonfiction. So this is actually a nonfiction book that I am reading for school for one of my classes. We have to do a book review, and this is the book that I was assigned, which I am actually quite happy about because I think that happiness and well-being is a really interesting topic. I have read some about them. When I was in my undergrad, I actually took some classes about the psychology of happiness and well-being. So I've actually read some things by Seligman because he's kind of considered like the authority on research in happiness and well-being, but I've never read a full book by him, and I'm looking forward to reading this and discussing it with my class. So those are the books that I am predicting and really hoping that I will get to in November. There are also lots of other books that are kind of rolling over from previous predictions. Maybe I'll get to them this month also, but this is a lot of books, so I'm not thinking that I'm going to be able to get to all of these, especially since I am still in school. My reading has been going fairly well this year, even though I am in school, but a lot of that is because I have been listening to a lot of audiobooks, which makes it much easier. But yeah, so those are all of the books that I am hoping I will get to in November. Let me know in the comments either if you have read any of these and what you thought of them, or what some of the books you're hoping to get to this month are. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye!